Hey guys, good morning and welcome to our cozy garden. My name is Randy, and if it's your first time here, we are edible and cut flower gardeners here in Zone 3, Alberta, Canada. One of the biggest challenge for us living in an area where there's short growing season is starting up and hardening off of our seedling. Many of the seedlings that we start require more days or months so that they can either bear fruit or bear flowers. And that's why a lot of us would start our seedlings indoors. Here in Zone 3, we usually have our last frost at the end of May, and then we will have our first frost by either first week or second week of September. And that leaves us barely 3 months to grow anything that we want to grow outside. That's why a lot of short growing season gardeners like us have our seedlings started weeks or months before our last frost, so that these seedlings will have enough time to grow and mature, and then come late spring, midsummer, or early fall, they will have time to bear fruit or bear flowers. And if you're someone who have started seedlings indoors before, you know how challenging it can be to have these seedlings hard enough before planting them outside. If you're not familiar with the term, hardening off is when you have your seedlings, which you've started indoors, get prepared or get hardened so that when they are transplanted outside, they would survive the elements, the winds, the sun, and even some light frost. Now, this hardening off stage is very crucial because if you think of it, you have these seedlings which you've started, you've spent time on, you've spent money on, you've started them indoors, they're well protected, and then once you are having them getting ready to go be replanted outside and not do it right, then they would not survive once they are there outside battling the elements. And unfortunately, that happened to us last year. We had all these seedlings started indoors. We have lettuces, we have some strawberries and edibles. And we had a really cold and rainy spring and early summer last year. And because of that, a lot of our seedlings just did not survive. I had kabocha squashes in there. I started cucumbers and this and that. All of those promise of a bountiful harvest, they all went away. So all that to say that this year we are putting up a small portable greenhouse, specifically for us to improve the survival rate of our seedlings as we harden them off. Now, this greenhouse has been on my checklist for a while, for months now. Last year I was looking for a small portable one that we can install right here in our deck, because I know we are not ready to have a full-size greenhouse yet. We also don't have the budget yet, and considering that we are in an urban setting, our garden isn't that big. I mean, it's okay for growing cut flowers and some edibles, but it's not the biggest. We're not in a farm, in an acreage. So I have to be mindful of what we would invest in and whatever would work better for us and in our current situation. So we found this one in asom.ca or aosom.ca, and this one is branded Outsunny. I don't know if you can see it from there. Outsunny, and the dimensions are 73 inches by 47 inches by 75 inches. And it's called a walk-in portable greenhouse. Now, this, by the way, is not a sponsored post. I just want to do a quick review of the products that we're using for our garden this growing season. I got this one for $78.74. And that's after I think it was a $12 discount if you subscribe to their newsletter. So without further ado, let's see what we have inside this box. So first off is this main covering here, plastic cover. I think this one looks promising. 2 years ago, we bought a smaller greenhouse that's just on the ground, and it had a clear plastic cover. And that one did not last more than one growing season. Actually, after late summer, it just wasn't working anymore. So I had to take that out. But this one, it is made of clear plastic, but you can see, I don't know if you can see it from there or from this camera, it is clear plastic reinforced with this white mesh. So I hope that this will be sturdier, it will last longer for us here, especially that we can have really windy days in our backyard. So yeah, that's a plastic cover. The next is the shelves, the wire shelves. And I'll be honest, this one I find really flimsy. I've seen better wire shelves, but with the price that you're getting, maybe this is just how it is. But this one, I'll give them the chance. I think wire shelves like this, once they get supported properly, they can last longer than usual. So I'll keep my opinion on this for later. But for now, first impression, I think this is a bit too flimsy for what we need. But that's okay. Oh, we have in here assembly instructions. I think it's fairly upfront. And these cheap greenhouses, they use this powder coated supports, and it's very similar to the ones that we bought before. And at least for that, the plastic cover is gone in a year, but the structure is still there, and we can still use it to cover our garden beds. So I think it's very upfront. We have in here the support beams, we have the connectors, and then up next would be to have it installed in our backyard. So let's do that. So here's our greenhouse frame completed. I think it's big enough for what we need this season. And although it doesn't have a lot of shelves, I chose this because I can just add in shelves or tables inside to have more vertical space. So here, since I'm putting it on top of the deck, I will be putting a plastic cover on the floor so that whatever warm air is trapped inside would stay longer, especially at night. So that's what I'm doing next before putting in the plastic cover. So in there we have 2 sets of shelves, although the shelf on the floor level is a bit ridiculous, but that's fine. And there you go. And I'm orienting it this way so that I have more exposure to my sunlight. So this wooden wall here is south facing wall, so that's, at least for the northern hemisphere countries, that's where we have the most sun. Okay, that's done and quick. I wasn't expecting that to be that quick. So this is actually just a table cover from the dollar store, and it's missing a few inches, but I think that's okay. The important thing is to keep the warm air as long as possible inside the greenhouse, the portable greenhouse. And I just did staple it straight onto my deck. I know it's going to be a pain to take those staples out afterwards, but it's just quick and dirty solution. A cheap one too, so that I can harden our seedlings better. So next would be putting up the cover of the portable greenhouse. Okay, that's our portable walk-in greenhouse setup and ready to go. But I'll be honest, I'm not sure how this will last in our sometimes unforgiving weather here in the prairies, Zone 3, Alberta, Canada. Especially here in our area, it can get really windy, so I'm not sure if this will stay in place, or at some point I'll be picking this up from my neighbor's yard. But I'm happy still, and I guess if I fill this up with seeds and heavy stuff, it would stay in place better. And also, I'd like to show you, this is how it's attached into the frame at the moment. So the plastic cover, it is attached, it is sewn into the plastic, so that is not the best way to keep it in place. So we only got one. There's another one right there I haven't attached yet. There's another one right here, and nothing in the middle. And then you have that, and in there, and then two at the bottom. So because of that, I don't think it's the strongest portable greenhouse there is in the market, but it's a very cheap solution for what we need at the moment. So we'll start hardening off some seedlings. Perhaps tomorrow we'll have the ranunculus first. Those are quite frost hardy. I think they could go up to -5. So we'll be hardening them off first. And I know it's 6 or 7 weeks before our last frost, so we still have some time, but ranunculus should be fine as long as they are well covered on really frosty days. So that's it. I think the product is overall okay, and it should serve the purpose that we need it for this growing season. Thanks for sticking around for our unboxing and setup of our walk-in portable greenhouse from Outdoorsy. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. If you haven't done so, we would love it if you like this video, click that like button, or subscribe to our channel. Thanks so much for your time, and once again, this is Randy from Our Cozy Garden. Hope you have a wonderful day.